Adventure bikes now account for 25% of all new motorcycles sold in the UK, appealing to the masses of riders jumping off of sports bikes and onto machines with long travel comfort, performance and refinement. We've all heard that term, stack it high and sell them cheap, and the jewel in BMW's crown is their ability to stack GS 1250s up high and sell them expensive. But stealing that jewel is no mean feat, and KTM has thrown everything behind their very own jewel heist and created something special. This isn't adventure, this is super adventure. The KTM 1290 Super Adventure S is a mind-boggling motorcycle. On one hand, it's a long-distance armchair of a bike that you could ride right around the world on. In the other hand, it's a road-going sports bike hunter. And then in another, it's a Supermoto wheelie machine. The way the bike adapts its ability to master a given type of riding and then shift to another polar opposite discipline is not only incredible, it defies all impressions, logic and physics simultaneously. Take the looks for example. The 1290 appears to be a big bike. Its commanding front end asking questions of you even while you look at it. Are you strong enough? Are you tall enough? Are you brave enough? But the battering ram that KTM gave the Super Adventure to knock down BMW's front door is in its ergonomic trickery. Similar to the 790 Adventure, the fuel tanks have been cleverly diverted from the top of the bike to the bottom and the seat has been lowered, making the bike feel lighter and easy to manage. This combination of engineering brilliance turns a bike that should be intimidating into one that is confidence-inspiring on the road, during low-speed manoeuvres and even off-road, giving the rider a level of confidence that belies its appearance. Then there is the suspension package, which is the 1290 Superpower. If the Super Adventure's ergonomics and weight distribution provide confidence, then it's the suspension package that takes that confidence and turns it into performance. In a game where performance is relative to the task in hand, the WP semi-active suspension deals its numerous cards. Because if you want a motorway long-distance cruiser, turn it into the comfort mode and now you have a soft and smooth ride, soaking up all the bumps with massive amounts of refinement. Want to go hunting sports bikes, turn it into sport mode with high preload and anti-dive turned on, and you have now got a machine that has the braking and acceleration support to enable massive traction and assertive riding. Want to go off-road? Turn it to off-road mode. And not only is the throttle map altered, the suspension is too. At the heart of the bike is the famous LC8 1290 V-twin, pumping out a massive 160 horsepower and nearly 140 Newton meters of torque. This is a lot of motor by any standards, and makes urgent progress in any gear, anytime, totally effortless. But have no doubt, this is not the raw animal like the Super Duke R is. The engine feels more flexible, it's more refined and is easier to ride. All of the attributes align with the purpose of the bike. The Super Adventure S even has a radar adaptive cruise control, a feature that is incredibly useful and easy to use in the real world. In fact, I would go as far to say that the engine matches the bike perfectly. You are never found wanting more and never feeling shortchanged. All of the attributes of the KTM Super Adventure S, the ergonomic confidence, the chameleon-like suspension, the engine, they all combine to make the bike so capable. And with a bike so capable, the world gets smaller. And when the world gets smaller, you go further. In our time with the Super Adventure S, we did pretty much everything with it that you'd want to do on a big adventure bike like this. Fast road riding alongside our GSXR superbikes, beautiful and scenic Lake District passes, and even some off-road riding with our WR250F and 701 Enduro. The bike excelled in every discipline. And for the record, this wouldn't be my first choice to go off-roading on, with its size, weight and its standard road tyres not ideal for our rough Lake District trails. But what we can't deny is that it ate absolutely everything we threw at it. Are there any downsides to the Super Adventure S? Well, yes, and unfortunately, I believe this downside is the only one that is stopping KTM from utter market dominance, and that is the last 2 to 3% of final refinement. There are little niggles that raise their head from time to time, and whether that's an error message saying that the preload adjuster isn't working at the moment, or that the cruise control decides to stop working on the rare moment that you want to use it. And we'd write these off as bad luck if it was the only issue we'd ever had. But unfortunately, I believe it's a wider issue, and it does leave you feeling that you would happily sacrifice some of that new tech like the keyless ride or the adaptive cruise control if it meant having a bike that was more robust in this area. But these are fairly small annoyances, and they never stopped us continuing our adventure, and hopefully they will all get ironed out throughout the warranty period because the rest of the bike is rock solid. And on that rock we finish our review. KTM have produced an incredible super adventure machine that is so capable and is more than up to anything you could ever think about throwing at it. And whether it's enough to steal the dueling BMW's crown, well, we're going to have to wait and see. But there is no doubt, the heist is on.